Welcome to Star Citizen. So the ship shields are an interesting topic, and there is somewhat difference, of course, between the sizes and the uses of these shields. Each ship may have a difference in the size of the shields and the numbers, but to keep this quite simple and at the border of one shield and managing it, I have picked Nomad because this ship has three size 1 shields. The deal with size 1s is they cover you wholly. If you have size 2 shields, you have the front and back shield. If you have size 3, you will have front, back, and the sides. So that's why I picked the Nomad. It's got the 3 size 1 shields, and they all are overall the ship. There is no specific direction they are focused on. So let's start with the stock output. There is equal amount of power to the shields, to the weapons, and to the thrusters. This makes it so that all the modules basically have equal amount of power, and it's pretty decent if you do not know what to focus on or you can't really manage your power. First of all, this power output does not define how strong your shields are. It defines how fast your shields actually regenerate. So we do need to take some damage, and then we need to get out of combat, and then we can say how fast the stock regeneration is. It takes another 5 or so seconds to start regenerating. But I still need to note that I am in a fragile ship, so letting the shields go to 0 is extremely dangerous in this one. The stock regeneration actually takes about 10 seconds to fully recharge the shield, plus before that you need to be out of combat for another 5. So this is total of 15 seconds to maximize your shields back up again. Of course, this is also somewhat dependent on what type of shields you do have, but in general, since these are small ones, the difference isn't that massive. But now, when we do ramp it to the max, things get a lot more interesting. The shield durability is still the same, but we do get a lot faster regeneration. This regeneration is just mad. It takes roughly 4 seconds to regenerate, plus the original 5 you need to be out of combat. So that's 9 seconds to fully charge. That is tremendous. And now when we do bring it down to its minimal power, which theoretically is 0, but it still gets some of it, like a percentage or a something below 1%, we have around 80 seconds of time for this shield to regenerate. Plus another 5 on top, which it needs to be out of combat. So I highly suggest you keep at least some power to your shields. Now in a light fighter, I guess you can't really play around with it, seeing as your shield, your weapon power, and your thrusters might be equally important, although you can probably modify it slightly to your preference. In a big ship, this might be the most important tool your crew can command, or the pilot itself. Getting your shields fast up when you turn on your ship, or when you get a brief moment out of combat, this can be tremendous when the shields are maxed out. Do with this knowledge what you will, but do not forget to at least give some power to your shields. Especially if you're doing combat. It may be fun playing around with all the nifty things that we have, but we should always be wary of changing something to, 0, as these things have a way of backfiring upon us. Anyway, thanks for watching.